I'll find a way to collect it. You know what I mean? Like I'll find a way to turn it into a collection and like justify it. Like, okay, with coffee mugs, right? I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I drink coffee all the time. Of course I can have 45 coffee mugs. Thank you guys so much for chilling. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Today is the first episode of the Barrio Boys podcast. Officially. So we plan to do this every, what? We said 2 weeks, I think, right? Every 2
Every
weeks?
bi-weekly, yeah. We'll do, which
Yeah,
we'll
bi-weekly.
try bi-weekly, see how it goes.
I mean, obviously, if like there's shit that pops up, it's like it happens, right? But that's like the goals. Like every Monday, every other Monday, we'll be here live. And if you can't make it to the live, then we're gonna be editing this. This will get posted to like everywhere you listen to podcasts normally.
YouTube,
On the tubes, on the TikTok. We'll try to post some like clips and stuff up there too. So like you guys can, like I said, if you guys can't make it, you can always listen after. So today, me and Boston are going to be talking about collecting. It's just kind of like an intro to like me and Boston. I don't know if you guys know like how we started collecting, what we collect, just to kind of get everybody familiar with us. If you don't already, maybe you haven't talked to us as much as like Jace, you know what I mean, who knows our entire life stories. But yeah, that's kind of like the gist of it today. We're just going to be talking about collecting. So if you guys have stuff you guys collect, let us know. Drop it in the chat, obviously. Like, you know what I mean? Let us know. So Boston, tell us your story of like collecting. How did you first start collecting? And not just like Funko, because I know that's kind of like what we all collect. Like that's our main thing, right? But like, what's if you look back at your life, like what's the first thing you remember collecting?
Probably Pokemon cards. We were like what, 5th grade?
Yes, I think so.
When
right?
Dropped.
Yeah.
Well, we only got famous here that we were on. Like we were in 5th grade.
It was like 5th grade.
So I had Pokemon cards. I was collecting Pokemon cards. I used to collect the little quarter machine homies.
Oh, damn.
Not the stickers. I never knew about the stickers. I knew about the figures.
There were stickers to the homies?
Yeah, I think Patricia was saying like they said she would do the quarter slot thing, and then you know how you would pull it back and give you like those two pieces of cardboard with the sticker in the middle.
With the sticker
yeah. She said there was that first, and then
what? Holy shit!
So it was Pokemon cards, it was homies, and then like in middle school, I started collecting the Simpsons action figures, and they would come with like Marge would come like with a pan, and like it'd come with like a cardboard like background.
It was like the old school action figures, right? It has like the little card, like the
it was like the I don't know if I
cardboard
have
thing, and then like the little plastic.
Yeah, I had the cardboard
like little,
backing.
Okay,
and then the little plastic bubble thing.
I
don't think I have any.
I don't
have any.
Some, but well, I mean, it's not like the actual Simpsons.
I have a Spider-Man figure like that, but I don't know what it probably is. Anyway, so I collected like 3 of those, but they were way too expensive. We were in middle school. We were like mowing lawns and getting allowance every Sunday, I think. So there was that. In high school, I didn't really collect anything in high school. Maybe shoes. I started doing shoes in high school. There was And1s, and then Timberlands were famous for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that. Was it high school when those got famous, or was that like? Was it high school? The Timberlands?
And1? Timberlands were like sophomore.
Okay. Maybe. All right. Yeah, I remember that. Everybody wanted those. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like work boots. Like
yeah, they were just work boots that you would wear with like Levi's or whatever. Yeah. And then there was let's see, after that I started collecting jerseys. So I have like a few throwback jerseys, Kobe jerseys. I think I have a Derrick Rose jersey from his like rookie year.
Damn.
Yeah, and then after
this was in high school too.
I was like junior year.
Okay. Yeah.
And then let's see. And then after that, I stopped collecting in general because I was me and my dad were building my car, so I didn't have money for collecting.
Okay.
And then I think in 2012 or 13, My sister, Oxy R3 in the chat, she got me my first pop for Christmas.
Oh, snap.
And where is it? He's around here somewhere. He's in here somewhere. He's in the Batman's.
Okay. So I mean, so technically, it was like her that got you started into
right
Funko.
This is the first one I ever got. I never opened them.
Okay.
For her birthday, I got her Batgirl, and she put her in the car, and I think she melted. Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
So this was my first one.
Okay.
And after that, we went into Hot Topic in the mall, and I saw they had like Superman and the Flash, and like I was like, oh, we'll have more of these. So like I started collecting more and more, and then it was just rides, and rides got famous. I had the Scarface ride. I got the Ninja Turtle ride.
Mm-hmm.
The Ghostbusters ride. I think that was my very first one. Was either Ghostbusters or the Batman 66 one.
Oh, so, that one's dope. Yeah.
And after that, just built up to this.
Okay. So like, you're still, I mean, is there anything new that you're collecting now outside of like Funko, or is it still is it now only like focused on
yes.
Funko?
I collect Sunes.
Oh,
you can't see him.
Nice name drop.
Priscilla's Sunes. The Sully's My Pops. I don't know if you guys. There's only like two of these, but I bought both.
Nice.
That's like the designer toys, I guess you would call them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
okay. Cool. Oh, I mean, like your like collecting history. I feel like okay. So first of all, when I was thinking like, what did I start collecting like at a young age? And I was like, I don't think I really started collecting. But then, yeah, you're totally right. Like Pokemon cards is 100% one. Like I didn't even think about that. But yeah, Pokemon cards was definitely one that I started collecting at a young age. The homies, not so much. I remember my little brother was super into collecting the homies. And so that's how I know about them and like remember them is just because of him. So he was always by him. But yeah, I still remember the stickers. I didn't know that there were.
I don't remember the stickers. No.
Yeah,
I remember the figures.
I just remember the little figures. Yeah. But like I think even before that, what I would collect was action figures, like the little old school ones. But it was Jurassic Park. So Jurassic Park came out, and I was like fucking obsessed. Like that was my shit. And so I remember like every chance I got, like when I was young, like to always like get the Jurassic Park figures. And I was like super specific. It has to be Jurassic Park. So they had like this little label that they used, and it was like the J and the P combined. You know what I mean? Like it had to be those. It couldn't just be like generic dinosaurs or like generic, you know what I'm saying? Like it was only the Jurassic Park, like officially licensed like toys that I wanted and had to like have always. But then like after like Pokemon cards, I think I didn't really.
Okay, but did you open the Jurassic Park ones? Did you open them and play with them? Because the Simpsons ones I would keep in package.
I think the packaged ones, I don't think I would open those. I think the only ones I actually played with were like, because they would sell like the dinosaurs, you know what I mean? That were like in like those boxes that were just
the
like
huge ones,
the little little zip tied into like the boxes. Like those I would definitely play with, but I don't think I opened the other ones, like the ones in like the packages. You know what I mean? I don't even think I don't know what happened to those at all. They probably just got thrown out, I would assume, but I don't think I opened those. Yeah. And then like Pokemon cards, obviously I opened, and like I didn't really like I played the game, you know what I mean, the card game. So I was never like careful with them, you know what I mean? Like otherwise I would have like thousands of dollars worth of Pokemon cards by now because I didn't keep like careful, like put them in sleeves or nothing. I was like just playing with those constantly and trading them, giving them away, like you know what I mean?
I did have a binder to sleeve them.
I don't even think I had a binder. I think I just kept them like fucking like rubber banded in like a stack and just like in my backpack or something. Because yeah, legit. Because I was just like constantly playing with them. Like we were always playing like the actual like the card game, and you know what I mean? Like that was all it was. That was like my obsession with them was just like to play like that game. Like that game was like so cool or whatever. But like like legit, just like a fucking stack of cash, like but Pokemon cards, which honestly today would have been a stack of cash. But
yeah, it would have been, yeah. Yeah,
But
sure.
yeah, I think after that, I didn't really. I mean, I've always been into collecting or like wanting, like, oh, I need to have like all of these. You know what I mean? So I think as I got older, I would like stop myself from like really getting into it because then I
Mm-hmm.
knew like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna be a thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And
Yeah.
then it wasn't until when was it? Like Christmas, like 2019, I think,
What?
when you
Like
got me
Superman?
that Superman. Yeah. So like I think
Oh
it was
yeah.
2019, right?
It was I think it was before
Was
that.
before that?
Yeah, probably. When I gave you the whole set, it was probably like 2017.
2017 maybe, because
Yeah.
you had already, so I knew about Funko, I knew about Pops just through you, and I knew that you were
Mm-hmm.
collecting it, and you would tell me about like, oh, I found this Facebook group or whatever that, you know, are helping me buy certain ones, or you know what I mean. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing them and then again thinking like, well, these are dope, these are look cool,
Yeah.
but I can't because I'm gonna get like fucking obsessed, right? But then
Yeah.
I don't know, one of the Christmases, like anywhere between 2017, 2019, like we
Yeah.
would always do like gift exchanges with like, it was like me, you, Marco, and our other friend
Bobby
Bobby, and our another friend Tomas.
and
So like
Tomas.
we would
Yeah.
do like a friends gift exchange, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
Boston got me a box of Funko Pops, and it was all like Superman because he knows like
That
I
was that
love
was it.
Superman,
That was
and I was
all of
like,
them.
oh, these are fucking cool, like these are dope. And I was like going through it, I was like, oh, this is like from the first Action comic. I was like, oh,
Mm.
that was it. And that was it. That's all it took. I was like, well, now I need all of these. And then like it's just been just a fucking downhill spiral. Like, you know what I mean? Like collecting, obviously, like everything behind me. Like, you know what I mean? That was all. That was all it took. So like right now, as far as like anything else collecting, I was just talking to Raina about this. So I was in San Francisco this weekend and we went to the bait shop, which I'd never
Yeah.
been. So we went in there and they had like a lot of the Super 7, how they have like the reaction figures, like you know what I mean?
Mm.
And
Mhm.
like I want to get into those so bad.
The
Like I
reaction.
love those so much. Yeah, because it's like what we were talking about. That's like our like nostalgia, our childhood collecting is like you collected the
Mhm.
Simpson ones, I did Jurassic Park, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Mhm.
like I want to get back into those so bad, but I'm like they're like relatively cheap like Funko Pops, so it's super easy just to dive into it. But I'm like, I can't because where am I gonna put it? I'm already running
Yeah.
out of space.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I mean, yeah, I would love to start collecting those. I don't know. Is there anything that you would want to start collecting, but are like, I can't. I really can't.
Yeah. So the bullet I dodged
Yeah.
is Marvel Legends. Ever seen those?
I
Those are
think
really cool.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, I can't. Like every time we'd go to like Target or something, I'd pick one up, and I'm just like, I can't. Where am I gonna put it? What am I gonna do with it?
Yeah, I can't. I know. I mean,
Yeah.
even now, like even small things, I'll find a way to collect it. You know what I mean? Like I'll find a way to turn it into a collection and like justify it. Like, okay, with coffee mugs, right? I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I drink coffee all the time.
Yeah.
Of course I can have 45 coffee mugs. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like obviously nobody needs more than like what 2 or 3 coffee mugs, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, it's just that collector
Yeah.
in me that's just like we need every single one of these in every different like color and like you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. It's an addiction, 100%.
But have you drank out of every single one of them?
Yes, actually,
Okay,
yes. I'm
then
like,
there
you know
you
what?
go.
I'm
That's
using them,
justified.
right?
You're good.
Yeah.
You need more.
Right? Then you do need more. Yeah, because I don't want to wash it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need a clean one. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's definitely stuff that I would like, especially with designer toys. Like, okay, we went to the bait shop, right? And they have like all their
Yeah.
brick bears in there. Dude,
Mhm.
these are so dope. And they have
Oh, the
like the
brick bears are
really
cool.
tall ones.
Yeah. The 1,000% ones.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
Dude,
really cool.
those are so cool. Like, I would love to start again, but like, where am I? You know what I mean? Where am I gonna put it? I already struggle with
Yeah.
like the 10-inch pops. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, where? Yeah, I don't know. I
Oh
try.
man. Don't even. Yeah, I got a lot of 6-inch and 10-inch that I'm just like, where?
Mm-hmm.
My house
Yeah.
is full of pops.
Exactly. Legit. Yeah. Ours, like an entire wall in our living room is just pops.
Yeah.
Like legit. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, there's definitely stuff that I'm like refraining from collecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. There's a point to where you're like, where am I going to put this? I can't. You just
yeah,
can't. So you
like
just.
physically you can't. Yeah. And then obviously there's like the money side to it. Just like spending that much money like constantly is like it's definitely it can be a cheap hobby or it can be super expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could get crazy real quick.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I guess that could be like a con of collecting, like a downside. Like you can definitely like, you know what I mean? like there's like it becomes, like I said, it can become an addiction, right? For sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's always bad sides to it, like money. There's like times where I'm just like, oh, I have to have this one and this one, this one. And by the time bills come around, you're just like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, right. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I just spent $4,000. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, for sure. I
So,
mean,
yeah.
but I mean, so there's like, I don't know. It's like, I guess it's like you were like when we were talking about like the mugs, you were like, oh yeah, see, it's like justified. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, to a point, I guess like we just try to justify our collections to like outsiders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because people who collect totally fucking get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah.
if we talk to like other collectors and I'm like, oh yeah, I also collect fucking dish soap dispensers. You know what I mean? They'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, weird, but okay, cool. You know what I mean? It's only to like people who don't collect, you know what I mean? To where it's like, they're like, what the fuck? Why are you spending like so much money? You know what I mean? So then I
Mm-hmm.
think we have to like rationalize that for them to be like, well, I mean, I use them sometimes. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I mean, because like legit, like I said, like talking to like you or anybody else in the community about collecting, it's never. I've
Mm-hmm.
never felt like I had to like justify why I'm buying this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's
Because
just
you just
like
get it.
right, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
I think people who don't have that like collecting addiction or have been fighting it off are just kind of like, what? That's weird that you have so many, or like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you have all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you bring your parents to your house and they're like, "What? Why?
Right?
What are
Yeah.
you
Why do
doing?"
you
Yeah.
I mean, this one's cool, but like, why do you have three? Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
What? Yeah. What's the point of? Yeah.
yeah,
That's a different
100%.
sticker. That's
Yeah,
why.
right.
And they're like,
Yeah. The eye on this one glows, the other one
yeah.
doesn't.
The other
Like, you
one
know what I
doesn't.
mean?
Just
Yeah.
the eye, though. That's
Right?
it.
Yeah, exactly. It's small stuff like that. But I think that also like comes to like what like the con of like people when it like pricing, I guess, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
value in the collection. I don't know, for only being like actually collecting for what I would say, like I feel like I'm relatively new to it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the like value that people put on their collections can cause an issue or cause a problem with, you know what I mean, within like even within the collecting community, or even just with like I said. But I think that just all comes down to like trying to rationalize it to other people, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
if you're like with people who like, or like your partner doesn't collect, you know what I mean, you then try to rationalize it. Well, this pop's worth something, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But like coming from like a collector and like hearing it, it's just like, well, like it, if collecting the fucking dish soap dispensers like makes you happy, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
then you collect your
You do it.
$5, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's you, right? But
You
I
do
think
you,
it's
boo boo.
just
Yeah.
like I think that focus on like value just kind of comes from like trying to like rationalize it, you know what I mean? And then
Mm-hmm.
that causes like a whole nother issue of like, oh, it's actually worth this much, you know what I mean? And then like
Yeah.
resale and stuff like that. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I don't find a, again, this is me being a collector. Like if I find people or hear people collect stuff, like
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I mean, yeah. So okay, so we've been collecting for this long now, so many years. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
now we finally. So okay, so now that we own a shop, like
Yeah.
officially, you know what I mean? We've been
Mm-hmm.
talking. I mean, I think ever since we like been friends of like owning a shop. Um,
Yeah.
it
Some kind of shop.
started as like a comic book shop that we wanted
Comic
because at
books.
the time that's what we were like super into and collecting.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just then it like now it's turned into just like a collectible shop, right? Because it's again, it's everything that we love. So now that you own a shop, do you view collecting differently, do you think? Like as far as like what you're buying, do you feel like it's because of the shop that you maybe view it differently, or is it just
Mm-hmm.
because your collecting habits have changed? You know what I mean?
Okay, so even before the shop, I was already cutting back because of space, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I used to grab everything and anything that Funko made. That was what I did. I
Right.
got rid of a lot as the time passed. There was whole sets that I would just like get rid of for cheap or give away,
Mm-hmm.
or it was just like, oh man, this set's worth like $3,000 now, and I gave that away. You know.
Yeah.
The bank robber Joker and the Bane,
Yeah.
I gave those away. It was just like I didn't have space. What was I gonna do with them? At the time when if you were to sell them, they were like $20. So I was just like, you can have it, you know.
Yeah.
But like, so I started cutting back as years went on, and like, I'm still cutting back a bit because of space. But now that I have the shop, we see a lot of grails that I got rid of, you know.
Like kind of coming back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
our last HypeCon, there was a few people walking around with like bags, and they were like, "Oh, are you guys willing to trade some stuff?" And I'm like, "Damn, that's tempting." You know, how many times did I go over and be like, "Dang, this guy has this." You know?
A lot.
And
There was
I
a
got,
lot of people trying to trade. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now with the shop, you have to think, okay, if we get rid of this piece, and I keep this piece for myself, that's profit for us. That, you know, it's gone, but it's something for my collection. And honestly, my collection does like whatever now. I shouldn't really be worrying about it, but like really like big pieces came through the shop, like that Pennywise Freddy.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
So
yeah.
I was like, damn, this would be cool for Steven, right? And then that's why I was like, if you want it, get it. We'll trade the guy, remember? But he wanted like 4 pieces.
He wanted like
for
4
it.
pops for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oof.
And then Steven's like, nah. Yeah, he's like, I don't need that much. And I was like, all right, whatever. It'll come to the shop.
Yeah.
It'll come to
I
the
think
shop again.
that's always like our excuse now of like, I guess I don't know. It maybe just be us trying to like soothe ourselves to be like, it'll come back again. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's an LE 35 pieces. It'll come back again. I'm not worried about it. We can get it again. But I mean, yeah, for sure. I think definitely owning the shop now is like, I guess that's always like the struggle, right? Because still being collectors, you know what I mean? Still wanting like our collection to grow. But then having some of these like, especially like grails and like rare stuff, like, you know what I mean, pop up and be like, damn.
And seeing it, like holding it and actually seeing it, and I'm like, dang, this is really cool. There's a few pieces that I just couldn't be like, no, I can't. I was like, sure, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'll trade them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like I said, I mean, it's like, again, being a collector, I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, you should definitely take that trade. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. Like, okay.
100%.
I understand. Get it. Yeah. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I started collecting too, I was the same way. Like when I first started getting into Funko like heavy, it was like every drop, I was like, yep, I'm buying all 4 of those. Yep, I'm buying all these. Yep, I'm buying all these. You know what I mean? And then I think that's just like a progression of collecting in general. Is just like you eventually start to like develop like a taste, you know what I mean? Of like what you like. And then you're like, well, now I have 17 boxes of stuff that I really don't want. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not displayed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you definitely do just start to like get rid of it. And like I think that everybody who's a collector has gone through that. You know what I mean? Even if you don't own a shop or like, you know what I mean, or you're like trying to sell it, you definitely go through that like growth of like your collection and refining it and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
That whole evolution, like getting into it, be like, okay, these are cool, and then like the addiction phase to where you buy everything, and running out of space.
Facts.
So
you're like shaking, like, oh my god, I need this. Oh my god, I need this.
Cool.
This
is awesome. But the thing is, like now Funko has raised their prices. Back then they were like $8.99, I think.
That's true. Yeah.
And at Hot Topic it was like buy one get one, and so. Me and Andrea would go to Hot Topic, and I'm like, "Oh, you want this one? Let's buy one get one." So I'm gonna get this one. You can have this one, you know. And so it'd be like, you know, if you bought one, got one, it was like $4,
right? And then you walk out with like 15 pops, and you're like, "Damn."
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like it was easier to collect back then, just because there wasn't a lot of scalpers. You know, now there's scalpers. You worry about bots on the site. You worry about cancellations. There's not the drops for Target like getting canceled.
That's true. Yeah,
you know, there's a lot of stuff now.
That's true. Like there is like a lot of like roadblocks, I guess, for collecting for sure. But then, I mean, I don't know. I guess even like I said, collecting for as little as I have, it doesn't seem like it's slowing down. It feels like people who are collecting like Funko Pops is just getting bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? Despite like all those like roadblocks of like, and like I guess like maybe leaving bad taste in like especially older collectors, like, you know what I mean, mouths of like the way things are now, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. Like it's just getting bigger and bigger.
for sure. But like before kids, that was like our activity we did. It's like, okay, let's go hunt for pops. You know?
Yeah.
So we'd go and we'd find pops at like secondhand stores and stuff that were in bags and stuff. But I was an out of box collector. But I'd see it and be like, nah, I don't want that. But it was now, if you look at it, it's like a Leonidas pop that's worth like
even with like
bucks.
dented corners
out of
or
box.
like,
Out of box. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah. So
for sure.
Yeah. Those good times.
Good times. Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
I don't know. I think it happens, right? Like you grow and then you start like bringing everything down, and then you kind of refine your taste. And so now you're like, oh yeah, I only collect these. But there is still 100% that like that draw to like, fuck, it's not part of my collection. It's not what I collect, but I fucking want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even okay, so this past weekend, right? It was like the Star Wars thing, right? The Giants game. They were giving out those C-3PO pops, right?
How cool!
So
were
Jessica
those?
went and she got the pops, right?
No,
and she's like, yeah,
Jessica,
I'll probably use them to like maybe like trade or like, you know what I mean? But I collect Star Wars, but really just like Darth Vader or like any like the Sith characters. You know what I'm saying? Any ones that I think like, you know what I mean? I'm not like super into it, and I'm like, damn. I wouldn't buy it, but being a collector, it's like, damn, it's limited. You could have only gotten at the game. It was like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I want it. I kind of want it, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not part of my collection anymore. It's not like really what I collect. Though. Yeah,
that was really cool, Pop.
Yeah.
Yes, if you still have any more, let me know.
Let us all know, everybody. Let us know. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I said, I mean, it's all part of collecting. And I think that's kind of like what draws me now, especially into collecting, is when I first started, it was like, for sure, just like 100% an obsession. You know what I mean? Even like in my younger days or when I first started collecting Funko Pop, it's like just an obsession. But then you start meeting people like, you know what I mean? Like everybody here in the chat, like who's watching live or like, you know what I mean? If you're listening to it because you're into collecting, that like community like 100% keeps you going, because now you have somebody that you don't have to like rationalize your collection to. You know what I mean? Exactly. You don't have people that you have to like, oh, I'm sorry, this is like a mess. You know what I mean? Because we know we're collectors. Every room is a fucking mess because we collect fucking everything. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's like now kind of like the biggest part about collecting is like the communities behind it, the people you meet from it, and the things I mean, legit, because we got to like started collecting Funko Pops and we met all this community, it's what helped us get into San Diego Comic-Con. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
for
like, sure.
Because of that community, like now we were able to like start achieving like these different things for sure. So I mean, I think
going back to the shop, it makes it easier for us to collect.
You know, it does,
because we see the drops and we're like, oh man, this is cool.
Spoiler alert, we see spoilers before. Like,
yeah. So when we see it, we're like, dang.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to keep one for ourselves and then sell the
other. Like, okay, we're gonna have to buy 2 cases of these because we're both gonna want one. And then 100%.
And then Raina's gonna want one. And
right. And it's like, it's like it's a fine line to walk. As like I said, being like a collector and then having the shop, it's 100% a fine line to be like, no, I can't, you know what I mean? It's like, it's too much. I already have a lot, you know what I mean? To being like, well, I mean, we can really just get it. It's not that big. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, one. It's just one. And then just
it's
like one out of the box. We could have one.
It's just one.
So we try to talk ourselves into keeping one, but
we even start rationalizing it ourselves. Like, we're like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's just the one. You know what I mean? I was like, well, we could get more. Like, 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
The struggles. And Jessica's going to want one.
Jessica's going to want. Oh, we already have that into account. We already put you down. Like every drop we have, we're like, Jessica, number 1.
Let's just definitely needs one. There we go. All right, there goes the full case.
When we print out the sheet,
purchased.
Your name's already there. It's just like a preset with your name already there.
Yeah. Now we have to buy a whole nother case because we actually need to sell some stuff.
Designer toys is the worst because they are so much more expensive. That's true, Army Guy, but there's less drops of designer toys, I feel.
Yeah.
So it kind of evens out, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're way more expensive.
That's true. Yeah, for sure. I would 100% say that like that definitely evens out because I mean those brick bears, bro. Like some of the like the tall ones, you know, they're like $2,000. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. But I
how
mean,
crazy.
if you were to like maybe add up the wall behind me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably about
But I mean,
that.
if you're
Like,
getting like one bear a year,
right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like if you add up like this collection behind me that took, you know what I mean? I don't know, a year or something. You know, like yeah, that's probably about that cost right there. Yeah.
So Jace just posted back in stock the jumbo black light for
Hey,
Spirit,
let's
guys.
go.
If you want to get one, Jace, thank you so much for that drop.
Thank you, Jace. I hate
Thank
you.
you, Jace. Reported by Jace the Collector.
Jace the Collector. Speaking of collecting, that's the Collector.
Exactly right. I want the Breaking Bad one. Wait, what are we talking about?
Oh, the bear brick that we saw. Yeah, they had the Walter White.
Oh,
yeah. So it was me and Raina that went
oh,
to the,
that's cool.
yeah, and I was like, yeah, these are the bear bricks. These are like their little, you know what I mean? Yeah, they had a Walter White one. I was like,
oh, that's cool.
pretty fucking dope.
That's crazy though. They're expensive, and to get that drop of the bear bricks is hard in itself as well.
To be able to like purchase those like when they first drop.
Yeah, it's like a Funko shop drop. A good one, like a good
like, you know, like organized and
yeah,
it doesn't shut down and works and
no, I'm saying like the ones that sell out in
like seconds. Yeah. Damn. See, that's crazy. Yeah. And like, I guess people just are like designer toys only. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all they buy. And like you said, I mean, if you're only buying like one a month, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's expensive, but you're not like constantly dropping all that cash. So,
yeah. Like Priscilla's Sunes, she drops them like every con. That's like once a month, right? And I feel like that kind of evens out. But yeah, I could see what I say. I mean, Army Guy is right. They're way more expensive. So even like Justified, it was kind of like
it's a little harder, right? Yeah, as opposed to just like a 12, even now, like a $12 pop, or like, you know what I mean, or like the soda, like $15 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's $1,000.
Yeah.
I would collect tears of my enemies, Jason.
Oh my god, nice. We know, Jace. We know. All right. Did we miss anything in the chat?
I've been trying to keep up with it.
We might have. Okay.
We're going on for a while. Oh, here we go. Manny says, have you seen any of the OG clam pop packaging? No, none of that has come to the shop yet. And at the cons, we haven't seen one, but I don't know how often those sell, Manny. Maybe on eBay, but in person, I don't know how often they would sell.
Yeah. Cal, I'm here for the fun.
For the flan, yeah. 12-step program of collecting pops. Exactly right, Ms. Deadpool.
For
exactly real. Right.
For real. Yeah. See? Facts. That's what I'm saying, man. Like that community, like collectors, like you fucking get it. Yeah. So like if you meet somebody, they're like, nah, I can't really start that. Or like, I'm not going to collect that right now. It's like, oh yeah, I get that.
Army Guy said, I started collecting pops in 2013, bought my first pop. Bought my first pop flocked Sully off eBay for $35. Whoa, that's crazy.
Damn, that's crazy. Whew.
$35.
That's nothing. Steal. Yeah, that is nothing. That's dope.
Are all you going to NYCC? I don't think so, Manny. I don't think I'm going to
NYCC. No, I'm not going to NYCC because I'll be there like within a few months after that. That's like separate vacation or whatever. But yeah. No NYCC for me. Kind of bummed because it's the whole Fright Night themed. Yeah, I would have preferred the Fright Night here during Comic-Con, but all right, that's cool. Whatever,
the box is dropping online.
I know. That's why I'm like, all right, well, I'll just buy the online boxes. Like,
I mean, it's probably like Fun Days. It won't be the same as the event one, but I mean, it's something.
That's true. Yeah. At least, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, the Tiny Ghost Party too. That's right. I forgot about the Tiny Ghost Party.
Oh, I didn't even know there was gonna. Speaking of designer toys, Tiny Ghost. I didn't know they were gonna have a little party. That's cool.
Yeah. He got a brand new design for it too. I don't know if you've seen that on Twitter.
What? Dope.
Tiny Ghosts have been redesigned.
See, that's another one where I'm like, I can't because I love those things so much, and I'm like, oof, I can't start that one. Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
My first pop was an OG bobblehead, a Green Lantern. I picked up at Target. Didn't buy another one for several years. Yeah, for sure.
Whoa, nice.
Green Lantern bobblehead.
It's a bobblehead. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that kind of rounds out our stories of collecting. I don't know. Do you have anything else you wanted to add or say?
I think that's it.
Yeah,
that was our adventures collecting.
Right. Yeah, our adventure in collecting. Yeah, which I'm sure every single person here like totally understands that. They're like, oh yeah, for sure.
Has a similar story, or
similar story.
Or is going through it still.
Yeah, right. Or they're like in one of those like phases of that collecting.
Of collecting.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, love it. But yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for hanging out. Like we said, we're gonna try to do this bi-weekly, so not next Monday, the Monday after. We'll be live again here, and if you happen to miss it, don't forget we're gonna try to get these up as soon as possible. So maybe within like the next few days, we'll be able to get it like up on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere, and then the tubes, of course. But yeah,
tubes.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for chilling. And again, stick to the socials, Barrio Collectible socials, when you'll get notified there when we're going to go live, when the podcast gets posted to like the platforms, to the YouTube, all of that stuff.